Why do rainbows always show up with exactly 7 colors? That's the weird part, and we dive right into it.
All right, picture this. You're outside after a rainy afternoon, you look up and bam! There's a beautiful rainbow stretching across the sky, like something straight out of a Disney movie. But have you ever stopped and thought, wait, why does it always have 7 colors? Like, why not 8 or 3? Or, I don't know, one giant neon Skittles strip? Well, grab your raincoat and science goggles because this is about to get mind-blowing.
Probably has something to do with how our eyes cheat us as much as physics does, like light splits into way more than 7 wavelengths, but humans just seem to see some of them or think they just see these 7.
First things first, rainbows aren't actually real. Okay, I mean, they're real, but you can't physically touch one. Rainbows are optical illusions caused by light bending through raindrops. Here's what happens. Sunlight, which looks white to us, is actually a mix of all colors of light combined. When this white light enters a raindrop, it slows down, bends, and spreads apart into different colors. Kind of like when you throw a bunch of Lego pieces on the floor and suddenly realize they were never meant to stay together. Each color bends at a slightly different angle because they have different wavelengths. The result? A perfectly organized rainbow of colors. And no, there isn't an actual end to a rainbow. It's a full circle. We only see part of it because the horizon gets in the way. But if you were high enough in the sky, like in an airplane, you could actually see a full circle rainbow. Here's an even crazier fact. Some animals, like bees, see ultraviolet light, meaning they see rainbows completely differently than we do. If a bee could describe a rainbow, it would probably be way more psychedelic than what we see.
So the rainbow is fake news twist hits hard. It's basically nature's hologram, there but not there. The circle part is wild though. Pilots literally get VIP all-access passes to rainbow O-rings, and bees, they're rocking DLC vision packs, seeing ultraviolet patterns like some trippy Pink Floyd album cover. Makes you wonder if humans just got the bargain bin eyesight package. 7 colors, no expansion pack. Sorry.
But why 7 colors? Now, here's the weird part. Science never said rainbows have to have exactly 7 colors. That was actually a human decision. Blame it on Sir Isaac Newton. Newton was the first person to seriously study light and rainbows. Originally, he saw 5 colors: red, yellow, green, blue, and violet. But then he thought, wait, music has 7 notes, and 7 is a cool mystical number, so let's add 2 more. Classic overachiever move. Boom! He squeezed in orange and indigo, and just like that, 7 became the magic number for rainbows. But did Newton actually see those extra colors? Or did he just force them into the spectrum to fit his 7-note music theory? We may never know. In fact, some cultures don't even recognize 7 colors in the rainbow. Japanese tradition only acknowledges 5 colors, skipping indigo and orange altogether.
So Newton basically went full patch notes on rainbows, added orange and indigo just to make it line up with a musical scale. Imagine forcing the universe into a neat little playlist because 7 feels mystical. Meanwhile, Japanese culture was like, nah, 5's enough, thanks. It's kind of hilarious that one guy's aesthetic choice centuries ago still dictates what kindergarten kids everywhere chant as Roy G. Biv today.
Could a rainbow have more or fewer colors? Absolutely. In fact, rainbows have way more colors than we can see. Our eyes can only detect certain parts of the color spectrum, but there are infrared and ultraviolet colors hiding beyond the red and violet ends of the rainbow. If you were a mantis shrimp, which has way better vision than us, you'd see a super rainbow with a ridiculous number of colors. So technically, Newton's 7-color system was just a human-made rule. If he were alive today, he might have gone with 8, 9, or even 25 colors. Who knows?
So the real rainbow is basically a secret DLC pack locked behind biology. We humans get the demo version, bees get the psychedelic remix, and mantis shrimp, they're rocking the 4K HDR ultra-wide edition with like a million shades. Makes Newton's 7-color flex look kind of quaint. The guy basically downgraded infinity into a neat little playlist. If he'd met a mantis shrimp, we'd probably be memorizing a 25-letter acronym in school instead of Roy G. Biv.
Why are the colors always in the same order? Every rainbow follows the same order because of the way light bends inside water droplets. The different wavelengths of light get sorted as they refract and reflect inside the raindrop. Roy G. Biv is the magic order. Red, longest wavelength, bends the least. Orange, slightly shorter, bends a little more. Yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, each bending more than the last, with violet bending the most. This is why red is always on top and violet is at the bottom of a rainbow. Science is basically color-coded perfection. Ever wonder why some rainbows look more vivid than others? It depends on how much moisture and sunlight are in the air. A bright rainbow means there are lots of big water droplets reflecting light. Double rainbows. That happens when light bounces twice inside a raindrop before exiting. This causes a second, fainter rainbow above the first one, except the colors are reversed. Mind blown. If you're lucky, you might even see a triple or quadruple rainbow. They're rare, but they exist.
So rainbows are basically nature's version of an IKEA instruction manual, color-coded, step-by-step, no improvisation allowed. Red's the lazy one, barely bending, while violet's doing full gymnastics at the bottom. The double rainbow twist is even funnier. It's just the same light saying encore but backwards. Triple or quadruple rainbows, that's when the atmosphere's flexing like it just unlocked secret cheat codes in the weather engine.
What if rainbows were different colors? What if rainbows had only 3 colors? Or 20? Would they still look magical? Imagine a world where rainbows were just shades of gray. Kind of depressing, right? The good news is nature already optimized rainbows for maximum beauty. If our eyes could see ultraviolet light, rainbows would look even crazier than they do now. But since we're just humans and not superhero shrimp, we get the classic 7-color version. And here's a weird thought. What if every person actually sees colors differently, but we all just call them the same thing? What if my red looks like your blue, but because we've always called it red? We'll never know. Mind blown, again. Rainbows are one of those things we've all seen, but most of us never stop to ask why they look the way they do. The truth? They're just a trick of light, physics, and a little bit of human imagination. So next time you see a rainbow, impress your friends by dropping some of this knowledge. Or just stare at it and appreciate how freaking cool nature is. Would rainbows still be cool if they had only 3 colors? What if they had 50? Let me know in the comments. Like this video. Subscribe to WhyX for more mind-blowing science. Turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. See you in the next video.
It's kind of crazy. We'll never know if your red is my blue, which makes rainbows not just science, but low-key existential horror wrapped in sparkle mode. Nature built a free laser light show into rainy afternoons, and we still argue about Newton's playlist choices centuries later. That's peak humanity. WhyX absolutely crushed this video. Super fun, super smart. Links in the description if you want the full ride. Next time, well, let's just say things might get even stranger than rainbows. Stay nerdy.